Hi guys, thought I'd do something slightly different. First of all, I'm looking to set up to play a couple of games this evening and hopefully a few games with some friends over the weekend, but just been amazed recently just how many views we've been getting. 1200 on the solo playthrough with my Tinkerer, which is shocking. I thought it would just be me. I have not watched it 12,000 times, so I'm pretty certain other people have seen it as well. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing, how I've got everything stored, show you how my gameplay is set up. Got a bit of atmospheric music on. If you haven't played Baldur's Gate and you enjoy Gloomhaven, I recommend you do. This is my table that I'll often be playing at. Colour-coded chairs, yeah, I try as much as possible to make sure people are sat at the right chair for their player colour. Just me. So I haven't bothered putting the lid shut on Gloomhaven, although you can see the way I've got it stored is fairly flush down, but just with the weakness in the box, the sheer amount of contents in it, I've actually just sat the lid inside. So I'll put the camera down. Anyone who owns the game will attest to the fact that it is a heavy box. I'm not going to attempt to move it onto the table with one hand. There we go. So shifted the contents slightly. On top I just have the obvious scenario guidebook. Leave this on top just so we can reference as we're starting off the scenarios. I printed off quick reference sheets for various things. This was actually the version 32. I think I saw a glimpse of it on BGG recently. It's over version 50 now, so continue little tweaks and clarifications. It's quite a nice little step-by-step, just things you may miss. Party sheet on top. Stack of the tiles, not in any particular order. I'm probably going to end up buying a little accordion folder just to set them in, but they will fit back in relatively well, the rulebook. For myself, for the monster stack cards, these large ability cards, I've got these folders. There's 8 divides in it. I avoid using the top one just because it wouldn't fit A4 back into the box, so I only use 3 of them. I could orientate it this way round and make use of the top as well, but they fit in nicely this way round, and that leaves everything organised. What I have done as well, just to keep an element of surprise for any of the boss stack cards, I've just folded over some card to keep them hidden. I've then made use of Ultra Pro mini card holders for the various decks. Each monster sits in 2 alphabetically, 4 cards in each, just fits rather nicely so everything's easy to get to. And I've done the same with the shop. Our shop's looking a little light on its feet at the moment. We've bought a lot of it. Any new items, potential spoiler, we're flipping over as it's revealed. Various cards will become more accessible when the prosperity in town increases, but for now these are just the items we have available, so I found that very easy to flick through when we need to. I'm going to get a very slim binder to put them in just so they're not loose. Next, monsters. I've just made use of 2 GMT trays, a few of the more used little tokens and pieces in here as well. We don't use an awful lot of the summon tokens, so I've just separated a few out so it's easier to find the corresponding ones. And the little pegs. If you've seen any of my playthroughs, rather than popping out the health and XP tracker, we're just making use of these tiny little pegs to clip on, slide along as needed. Otherwise, That is the majority of the monsters. Again, it fits nicely in as an A4. I've got a little planner box for most of the larger pieces. I've stolen doors from Descent and chests from Forgotten King. Keep our little standees in here. I didn't go for the miniatures version, so I do have more space in my box. I'm tempted as well to get little dungeon furniture sets to replace the tables and chairs and cupboards and things. If it's looking like this is going to be a game I'm playing for a while, I'm likely to do that. Beneath that, I've got quite a lot of little Tupperware boxes. Most of the ability cards boxes just sit in 2 stacks. This one goes all the way to the bottom and is just the classes we haven't unlocked. The 6 starting classes form a stack just on this side over here. There's a couple of random sleeves I keep in here just in case we unlock anything new. The item design plans, spare summon tokens, the curse and bless, which don't actually ever get used, so they're in here. The coins, I've replaced mine with metal coins so they don't get used. This is the tub, which has the standees as well as these nice metal coins. Gives a nice bit of weight to it. Then quite generic. They're actually from Raiders of the North Sea, which I suppose I can give a shout out. Shem's actually got that back on Kickstarter at the moment for a couple of the expansions as well. It's a great game. Probably doesn't get to the table now as much as I'd hope, but I've commandeered these coins. Very nice. With that in mind, I've got these little tubs which have got spare coins in. Probably going to stop storing them in that way because it just takes up space, but random dungeon deck still just as is, no need for that anytime soon. And I sleeved with a couple of matte Ultra Pro all the retirement goals, so when somebody chooses one they can just slide it out, read what it is and put it back in so no one else can see them. There's no way of glimpsing at them and spoiling that. So these items, since they're not going to be used every time, can just live in there. A couple of little pots. These were just from Asda or Walmart, I guess it is in the States. A couple of pounds for a set of 4. Again, XP tokens in this one and some 5 coins. Not sure I'll ever need them, but they're in there. Our current road and city cards, city in black, road in green. Spare sleeves for those as well in here. I've got a little baggie of stuff that's been removed from the game. This is a legacy game, but you don't have to destroy things. This is basically all the other decks that we're going to use on a daily basis. The monster deck, 3 character class decks, the battle goal decks all just sit in there. In this deck box I've got cards that we probably won't need but may do, so I keep them nearby but out of sight. There's all the city and road cards that aren't in the original deck in here. There's the extra shop design items and random locations just in there as well. So keeps everything contained. I know if there's a random element that we're going to want, I can just grab this box and add it to it. These are the monsters that don't fit. So these are generally all the heroes, or I guess the villains, but the boss monsters. And in this tab, these are the larger standees that don't fit in. So there's not many, as you can see. It's 3 types of enemies. The larger constructs, and I don't know, haven't encountered them. And then just a random tub, quite a large one. Overkill, but it makes it easy to rubbish through as we're playing and find them. So everything then sits nicely in the box. Records and these sealed envelopes out of the way at the bottom, as well as the enhancement stickers, since we haven't unlocked that yet. You've probably noticed one major component that isn't in the box as I'm pulling it out. I've actually framed the mat board, so we can just pull it out as needed. Definitely overkill. There's no need to have it framed, but it's definitely a nice piece of kit. Serves so little functional purpose actually in the game, but we've got it here, quick and easy to pull and get out of the way. Yeah, love that little map. Perfect. So, right, I've pulled everything out. I've made quite a mess, as you can see. I'm sure you haven't got this far and not seen an unboxing, but I'm pulling everything out. I'm going to set up now, and I'll upload a couple of videos over the weekend, depending on how busy I get, maybe sort of 1 or 2 each evening going into next week. But thanks guys. Let me know in the comments what sort of videos you want me to post up, whether you're happy with me just posting up continuation of the story, or whether you want to see me running through the first couple of Burrow Lair scenarios with all the other base class characters. Let me know. It'd be great to hear what you're wanting to see. Bye for now.